Human behavior. Unconscious retaliation. I'm going to read a passage from the book I wrote, called The Other One. One of the things passive or aggressive people usually do is the unconscious retaliation. I will explain. It's a way to worsen your conditions or your dysfunctional condition due to being based on the worst human emotions. Then you begin to understand how the unconscious retaliation works. Whoever has a passive or aggressive condition has defense emotional contents. These defense contents appear as anger, as revenge, hate, hurt, it depends. They appear in the person. So, most people have these contents. Very few people don't have them, and we think this is normal, but this is not normal. It means we need to review ourselves not to have mood swings, accumulate emotional burdens and put them out in some moments that are favorable to do this. When I say favorable, I mean when someone messes with you and you can discharge, or sometimes a moment that has nothing to do with it. When I say favorable, I don't want to say we have to do this. I say it because people are used to retaliating. So, the vast majority of people have this behavior, and that's a way they can't express themselves clearly. Look, clearly and fearlessly. When you can't express yourself clearly and fearlessly, you end up doing retaliation. The remnants of the incomplete manifestation cause the discomfort of dissatisfaction, and, as a result, the action on an imperceptible level for ourselves, which is the action of the unconsciousness. When you do this retaliation, you often do not realize. Unconscious retaliation is what you do to someone else without generally realizing, but it can have the participation of the consciousness. But its whole isn't conscious, because if it were, you wouldn't be doing it. I think there's no situation in the psychic apparatus that does not have a complete answer of ourselves. It's easy to see that when someone offends us, we tend to retaliate and offend them to feel relieved. There is hardly a perfect understanding of the moment everything is solved internally. If the person has difficulty with authority figures, for example, they tend to have some reaction related to this, and this reaction can be very small or big. For example, you can have difficulty talking to someone who is an authority figure. When I say authority figure, it has nothing to do with formal authority figures. Maybe you think about a judge, a police officer, or a doctor, who are authority figures in what they do. But no, this authority figure I am saying is emotional. The person's position can also influence, but our internal question is what matters. For example, a father can represent an authority figure or not. Actually, he should be a more complete authority figure, because he educates, raises, cares. But it doesn't work like that. Then it comes the fact that we do retaliation. So, I'll explain it more or less. I'm talking about authority figures, but it's valid for any situation. It's when you prepare some food for your partner, and this food is very bad, because it wasn't prepared with kindness, or with the best contents you have. So, it's possible that an unconscious retaliation is happening. Forgetting to do something you had committed to someone can be an unconscious retaliation. It's something like this. Oh, really? Now you'll see what I'll do. For example, you commit to pay a bill someone had asked you and given you the money. You said, I'll do it. But it's possible you have an unconscious retaliation, forgetting to pay it. You may ask, can it always happen? No, I'm not saying everything is an unconscious retaliation, but that it can be, and we should understand life better. People around us relate to us in pulses. That's why I'm always saying that these emotional pulses, when everything is joy, the things flow. When there's a trace of sadness or bad mood, there's an unconscious retaliation. I can mention a situation that happened to me today. I went to a store to see something I needed to buy. When I got there, it was a computer store, and what I needed was a very simple thing. But when I went to talk to the seller, he answered me carelessly, without any interest in selling. I knew him from another time I went there. He answered me, but I asked him a few questions and he got annoyed. Of course I need to ask about the product. I don't know it. I ask the question not to evaluate the person, but to see if it will work for me or not. You buy a little cable for your computer and you really need to ask if it fits or not, because you don't know. So, when I was asking questions, he got annoyed. He didn't have it. I said, it's okay. Thanks a lot. Today, I tried to talk to him, but he didn't want to talk to me. I thought to myself it could be an unconscious retaliation. What they do to you is what they think it was done to them. What they think. Look what I'm saying. What they think it was done to them. That's what it means. Unconscious retaliation happens all the time. It can happen even without you knowing you are doing something that makes the other upset. Many times, the things I say can annoy some people, and they get very angry with me, saying that I don't understand certain things, that I'm a liar, or that I'm a fraud. It happens. But I didn't say anything against anyone. So, what I want to show is that unconscious retaliation happens in an unconscious internal level, when the person hasn't clarity, and responds to the environment, putting out a defensive content. It's always a defensive movement. Aggression is a defensive movement. I hope that what I have said has been understood, but we'll return to this subject. I'll give some examples in the future, to make it clearer. We are talking about human behavior, today about unconscious retaliation. You can find our website address and our social networks in the description. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and follow our work. We meet in the next video.
E a gente se encontra no próximo Fatores Humanos.
Would you like to participate in a work of energy giving from afar that is benefiting thousands of people? Click on the link below for more information.